Alright, Heath Waddington here from the Castlemaine Rod Shop. You guys have been asking about this car behind us, the Real Deal Torana. The time has come, it's going to make some noise. So it's been out of action for a few months. We understand, everyone wants to know where it's been, what it's done, is it ready to go. The car's been up here in Shepparton at Cavills Performance with Matt. So I'm not taking any credit where the car's at now. Matt's been the brains behind it with Haltech. There's been plenty of hiccups along the way, which we knew taking this project on, bring it up to him. We did warn him and said, hey, we've got a car for you. It's a bit left field, do you want it? And he said, yes, straight away. So Matt, give us a rundown of, obviously everyone knows the car, but what you have to do to make this thing make some noise.
Well, it's got a Nexus R5 Haltech ECU, and we basically built a complete loom for it.
Yep.
There's sensors on everything. Zach, who works here, built a bracketry and stuff to get a potentiometer, you know, a linear sensor.
That's a big word.
Yeah, on the transmission, so it knows exactly what gear it's in.
So yeah, the transmission, obviously being a power glide behind a Ferrari engine, that was only a bit of a left field one, and obviously when we adapted to, we didn't know anything about the electrical side of stuff, so that's where Matt and Haltech about to work that out. So that little long word he just spoke about, the linear sensor, whatever you called it, so that was obviously one of your hurdles you had to come across.
Yeah, and just made a bracket up with that, so the ECU knows exactly what gear it's in. So things like neutral safety doesn't work, trans brake only works in first gear, and when you pull it in gear, it knows to idle up and won't stall when you pull it in gear and all that sort of stuff. Speed sensor on diff, which is pretty sort of standard thing a lot of people do. What else? And then getting crank sensors and stuff working. So yeah, we had to pull the gearbox out and have your adapter plate modified, put a crank sensor in it, because the crank sensor runs off like the triggers on the flywheel.
I'm smiling because you said you had to put the gearbox out. Now, we know building this car, putting pipes and gearbox and engine in, everyone's a nightmare. It's not a 5-minute job like a production car. You can just undo a couple bolts and it falls out. You've got to take 10 pieces off to get the piece off you need. So I remember a bit of a laugh when he said you had to take the gearbox out, because I know the guys at the rod shop didn't enjoy piecing this thing together 100 times, and poor old Matt here, we've dropped the car off and he's just had to go straight into it.
Yeah, and I made Zach do it, don't worry.
That's right, yeah.
We've had the box out twice, so in and out twice, just things not lining up as they should, as you expect. You know, you can't build something like this and expect it to work the first time. So
no, like I said, it's obviously Ferrari, power glide, Torana. It's definitely left field. I think you're getting another one come through the shop here like this. So, and everyone asks where it is. So we're in Shepparton, Central Victoria. We're 2 hours down the road from the rod shop, which is pretty cool, you know what I mean, to come to a place like this and take a build like that. Obviously you said you jumped on with Haltech. They're really good to us, they've helped us out. And like I said, all that wiring and stuff, that's well above our pay grade. That's why we've got Matt and Haltech on board. So how did Haltech go about it, or mate, did they obviously nut it out for you? Or?
Surprisingly, I surprised myself. I got 95% of the way there. Actually had it to the point where we were ready to start without any help from Haltech, and then we just had triggers, because Ferrari, we contacted Bosch too, trying to get information on the triggers, the wiring pins and all that sort of stuff, and could get nothing. So it was down to doing testing, and then educated guesses come down to, was like, let's hope this is in the right spot. And then when we were ready to fire it, got on the phone with Haltech, they connected up with us remotely and had a look at the trigger sensors and said, change this, do that, whatever. So then we got the triggers right. Then it come to life.
One quick one, I do remember we on the phone, going back a couple of weeks ago, Matt tried to give me a rundown, which, like I said, above my pay grade, about the firing order of this engine. I think you do remember what that was. It was pretty left. It wasn't like a normal Atlas engine or a small block Chev, that's for sure.
No, basically Ferrari set these up as 2 separate 6 cylinders. So Ferrari have 2 crank sensors, and they run the 2 banks separately, sort of, and then the computer ties them together. So it's like having 2 6 cylinders running side by side. We're not running it like that. We've got the 1 crank sensor and it's running as 1 V12, but that's how Ferrari do it. And then their firing order is 153624 on each bank. So same stock standard 6-cylinder firing order on each bank. So, and then because of that, it turns into an odd fire engine. So it means like you got 70 degrees crank rotation, 75 degrees crank rotation to fire this cylinder, and the next one's 55 degrees crank rotation. The next one's 75 degrees crank rotation. We had to work all that out. So the Haltech knows exactly which spark plug to fire when at the exact right timing. So,
well, you definitely got a bit of patience than I have, because that just hurt my head just you explaining that. So I'm glad you took the build on. I suppose the question is, you said it runs. Do you reckon we can make some noise and you can do a couple pulls for us?
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Obviously, you can tell I'm pretty excited. Everyone knows I've had this car for a long, long time. It was one of my first cars I've ever bought as a 14-year-old kid, and it's had a lot of changes, as people have seen over the time. The engine before this was a blown big block Chev, making near 2,000 horsepower, which has now moved on. So when we took the project on for the Ferrari, it was never an engine that was going to be, running an 8-second quarter-mile pass, or a burnout car, or make this crazy power. It's wanted a street car that could hop in, drive to the shop, and come back. We just done a couple of dyno pulls on, still got sore cheeks and smile. It's pretty cool to see it and hear it. The noise, it's really hard to know what it's going to sound like. We're in a dyno cell room. The noise is bouncing around, all right, earplugs, but we'll get to that when we get on the street or the track and having some fun. So, power-wise, Matt, what did it pull? Did it say 420 at the back tyres? Is that right?
Yeah, just shy of 420 horsepower at the rear wheels.
What did we think this engine or combination was going to be capable of? Where did we think we'd be at with it?
Well, Ferrari say 536 at 7,200 RPM.
Okay, yep.
At the flywheel at the crank.
Okay, so that's obviously manual box.
Yeah.
Completely different setup.
Yeah. So that is like definitely in line with that. If you take out through a converter, you've got a 20 to 25% loss.
Yep.
Through your converter and your diff and all that.
Yep.
So that works out as, say if we work that backwards, with 25% loss, it's about 560. So
we're in the ballpark. If
not
not making a little tiny bit more.
Yeah. On paper we're making a little bit more, but who knows unless you actually engine dynoed it. But,
yeah. So bragging rights, it's maybe got a little bit more power. Joking. So everyone goes, what's next? I want to get on the street, cut some laps, and see if we can get pulled over. So. Alright, so we're back at the Rod Shop headquarters. I'm a happy man. I've put a few miles on the car. You might ask why I did that straight away. Well, this weekend is Queensland Power Cruise and we are locked and loaded. But we're not loaded yet, we're on our way. So the Real Deal Torana with the Ferrari powered is up and going. We've got Blown Out Show in the background and Warbird, which is get some finishing touches. I hope to get some really cool content of this car this weekend and blow over and away. So am I going to power skid it? Am I going to do a burnout? Am I going to cruise it? I don't know yet. It's a brand new car. I'm pretty excited. I'm still a bit on cloud 9. Huge shout out to Haltech, Cavills Performance. Couldn't have got this car to where it is today without you guys. So stay tuned this weekend. Power Cruise Queensland. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm pumped. Our new B12 will be there. All the Rod Shop team. Love to see you there. Bye.